Jack any help there? Is that going to happen where stuff that the policymakers aren't orchestrating, when actual things start to happen? Can you tell me when that's going to happen?
Joe, you're a smart guy. To me, what the credit spreads do, or what the absolute borrowing rate for corporations are, taking out the fantasy land of the distortions of what the Treasury, the actual benchmark of those spreads is, this whole argument is very confusing because investors in the market aren't going through a process making those spreads move, sending you a signal. What's going on is these spreads are being manipulated and massaged. So I'm not sure that the message coming out is going to be the same message. The government, the Fed, the Treasury are trying to change the path of the economic river. And just because they get the current moving in another direction doesn't mean that ultimately it wants to keep going that way. I think this is all very artificial, and I wouldn't be looking for where the lows are in. I would flip it around and say, where's the upside going to come from for stocks?
But Rick, part of the problem has been lack of confidence. It's been a panic. And so if they can engineer narrower...
Not for a while, though, and I respect that, it's true. But I haven't sensed systemic risk in quite a while. I think, you know, we're into the third helping of mashed potatoes, bailouts, and rescues.
I think if they can engineer narrower credit spreads, people will take that as the real world and run with it. And so it's worth a try. They could do that by issuing more long-term treasuries. That's going to lower the credit spreads quite a bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, you just hit on a key. I don't know that I agree with you that you can engineer prosperity. I think you can engineer a fertile environment. They've gone beyond that. But in the end, you're right. I do think that if we're going to see brighter signs ahead of us, my feeling is, you know, try to figure out a way to impact employment.
Go ahead, Scott.
And issue 30-year bonds till the cows come home, 50-year bonds, 100-year bonds. The government is missing a great opportunity here.
That's what David was saying.
Rick is right. They ought to be selling. They ought to be selling to their heads cave in. But I'm not certain that I want anybody engineering credit spreads. And I think that it does. Unlike what Rick says, I think it is sending some information. I remember bumping into Rick in the lobby of the Board of Trade a couple of years ago, and we agreed that the market underpriced risk as badly as we had seen at the time. And now I think that we just the pendulum has swung so far the other way, and it is wildly overpricing risk, and that's what we see in credit spreads right now.
Jack, why don't you just raise about 80% cash if you know, figure that's the thing to do? I think I asked you that a couple of years ago too. You just can't do that as a money manager, I guess.
Well, we can, Joe. We do.